I'm ready now.
The following podcast is recorded and produced by Emerge, a media creators co-op, in affiliation with the network at bicbp-radio.com.
Hello and welcome to episode 77 of the Big YAC podcast. It is I, Mike Ferretto, alongside me, Nico Salavetti, Jackson Krebs. What's so funny?
Nothing.
I just lost my train of thought.
Playoffs are here.
Playoffs?
You talking about playoffs? Oh, we're talking about playoffs.
77.
77.
Playoff preview.
No.
Baby. Oh, my
We're
bad.
talking about badminton today.
Okay.
Talking about some badminton.
Y'all see the cornhole championship?
No.
I think it was like 4 months ago, but
Oh.
Pickleball.
How was everybody's week?
I'm getting by.
Getting by?
surviving,
Surviving.
taking it day by day.
Blue collar shit.
Blue collar shit? Anything new and exciting? Anybody?
It was a pretty boring week,
Yeah?
to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, other than the game on Sunday.
Yeah. No, like outside of football, not really much happened in my life, which is kind of a good thing. It's that time of year.
It's been raining.
Working and sleeping.
It's been
Working
raining,
and sleeping. It's been
snowing.
windy.
It's windy outside.
Damn near almost blew away. I was working out in Orchard Park today. Almost blew away. It was awful.
Taken away by the Schwind.
So windy out there.
Huge week in NFL, though.
Yeah,
sir.
we got. We're gonna dive into the bulk of our show. First, starting off with the big news that came out today. Seattle Seahawks and head coach Pete Carroll have parted ways, and Pete Carroll is moving into an advisor role up in the front office. So he's no longer the head coach of Seattle Seahawks, but he will remain in the organization. That was a big shocker.
You can get the vibe, though, that he still wants to coach in some capacity.
Yeah, he said before the season, or not before the season, right after the season ended, that he had no plans of stepping away. Like, I don't think he wanted to, but this is something that the
He
front
used
office
that playful
want.
term of mutually parted ways.
Yeah, it just feels like it's like, all right, Pete, we don't want you as the head coach anymore, but you've done a lot for this organization. We're gonna have you in as an advisor.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. It's kind of like it's giving me Bruce Arian type vibes a little bit.
Yeah.
Like he was no longer named the head coach and then moved into a front office type role with Tampa Bay, and then Todd Bowles took over. But that was like almost like immediately like bang bang. It's like they had that lined up. With Seattle, it's gonna be really interesting to see.
Just
who
wanted
they
to
bring in.
open
gonna
up
be
the carousel.
It's going to be weird seeing somebody else on the sideline with the headset on for Seattle. I mean, like, Pete Carroll's been around for as long as I can remember.
Plus 10 years.
Yeah, like it's gonna be different seeing somebody else. It's like one of those those long tenure
I mean,
coaches.
14 years is
Yeah.
like,
It's gonna be weird. He could be out there chewing his gum, clapping his hands.
Yeah.
His old ass.
His old ass. I mean, he's like what, 70?
He's older than that, brother.
He's almost 80.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, I thought he was like early 70s.
No, he's like mid-70s, I think.
Mid 70s.
Mid-70s, late 70s.
yeah, he's old.
I mean, he looks good for his age.
Yeah, and he's
honestly,
moving.
Whatever
Pete
his
Carroll
age
is 70. He's 72.
Yes, early.
He doesn't
early
look
70s.
72, but
What do you think he was? 85.
motherfucker's old as shit. He's old as fuck.
So yeah, Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks mutually part ways. So then we get into the rest of the fires that happened a couple of days ago. Falcons and head coach Arthur Smith. He was the first domino to fall.
Good.
He was fired. Big news for any Bijan dynasty owners, or keepers, anything like that.
It's just great news for Atlanta, the city
Period.
of Atlanta, because he was
His
awful.
reign of terror has ended.
Yeah, he was awful.
3 straight years of 7 and 10.
You got a guy that has
So much talent.
that had drafted Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, Drake London.
Like some
got
of
a
the
top young secondary.
The top, like offensive talents.
We've seen.
We've seen in each of those last 3 drafts.
Yeah.
And he didn't. He just did not use them at all. Like Bijan didn't start getting production until the last
You got Bijan Robinson, and you
4
also have
weeks.
Tyler Algier. So you have one of the best running back tandems in the NFL. This is a glorious spot for a new head coach. I'm looking right at Ben Johnson for
Ken
this.
Dorsey.
No.
God,
No.
no. Keep him away from Atlanta.
Anybody.
I'm looking at Ben Johnson, or I'm looking at Bobby Slowick as well. Those are two guys that I think would fit the bill immediately. But we'll see.
Yeah. So Arthur Smith gone. Ron Rivera, the next to go. He was Riverboat Ron. He's been there for a good while.
4 years, right?
Yeah, I think it was 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
He survived cancer in his tenure.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, so he's been through a lot throughout his tenure as a Washington head coach. With all the moving pieces in that franchise.
The franchise is
it's a mess.
Nightmare scenario for Ron Rivera. I mean, he did what he could, but
there's no save.
I don't think anybody could have helped that football team out.
I mean, I'm gonna say this: is it really that much of a nightmare that we think it is? I think this is a pretty enticing spot for a new head coach.
Well,
are you talking about?
I'm talking about as the
retroactively from this past season,
like with the former owner and just all the chaos that he brought on. Like, dude, the facility got raided by the DEA during COVID.
That's pretty nuts.
Like, what the fuck?
Medea.
That team was his entire tenure there. That team was a dumpster fire.
He made the playoffs.
But I'm not talking like with players. I mean, it all starts up
just
top.
Leadership.
It all starts up top from the owner down.
I like what Josh Harris did in grabbing Bob Myers to help with the rebuild.
That was an interesting move. I mean, one of the most successful front office workers of the NBA. Helped construct the Golden State Warriors little dynasty.
Right.
That they
Just
have.
from a management standpoint,
Mm-hmm.
I think you need to have that kind of insight. It's one thing to find like a really, really good scout or lead player personnel, and then pairing him together to really kind of right the ship. I mean, look at the Commanders. They got something like $86 million in cap space coming into this season with a slew of free agent signings that they can make. They're going to have the number 2 overall pick. So they're in prime territory to either ride with Sam Howell and trade back or take Drake May. Honestly, that's who it could come down to, Drake May, more than anyone else. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be a really fun position and a really fun team to look at, them and the Falcons.
Yeah, they already have a couple of pieces as well. I mean, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dodson. They got some guys on defense as well. It's really going to be interesting to see who would want that job. I mean, you have an in-house candidate in Eric Bieniemy. That feels like the most ideal, but I feel like they're going to be weird about it. I feel like they're going to end up finding somebody else that would want that job. I mean, Eric Bieniemy, if I were him, I don't even know why I took that job.
I feel like
to be honest.
Bieniemy's just stuck in that coordinator purgatory.
Yeah.
And it really sucks because he's just such a great mind, a great offensive football mind. He's mostly offense, so it makes sense for him to be in that offensive coordinator spot. But
I mean, look at what he made Sam Howell look like.
He made Sam Howell look great.
That's exactly it.
I thought he looked great. At times. He looked great at
There
times.
was a point in time where he was leading the league in passing.
Yeah.
He was.
Simple as that.
He was slinging that rock, but he finished with 21 touchdowns and 21 interceptions.
Hey,
Jameis
Baker,
Winston.
Hey, Baker Mayfield.
Hey, J-Mo.
Baker did that too. But I don't know. I feel like if Bieniemy does end up wanting a head coaching job, he's going to have to outsource to somebody else. I really don't. I just don't see the Commanders moving him up to that head coaching spot.
He's gotten one request, I think. I forget what team it was, but he's gotten a request from somebody. I think it was either the Chargers or it was
speaking
one of
the
those
Chargers,
AFC West teams. I think requested. I could be wrong.
Speaking of the Chargers, Leslie Frazier has come out of his hole. He is interviewing for the head coaching spot for the Chargers.
He's no longer under contract with the Buffalo Bills.
For him. Good for him.
He's free. He can do whatever he wants.
He wants to be a head coach. I think that was his main reason of leaving.
The Bills to Chargers coaching pipeline continues.
I think he was stuck as the D coordinator, and he just wanted a way out. So,
That's
had
fair.
a little tail. And he came out and said, in an interview, I was reading on the Buffalo News, that he wants to pursue a head coaching job. This is before that even came out, the Chargers thing. So, I mean, if he gets it, good for him. But me personally, I'm just not the biggest Leslie Frazier fan. But, yeah, Vrabel. Mike Vrabel getting fired. That was probably that and Pete Carroll are going hand in hand with the most surprising firing we've seen since the season has ended.
I love Vrabel.
I think
he was not the issue with this Titans team at all.
No.
I mean, I know that there was I guess there was discourse between there has been discourse between him and upper management of the Titans. They both want to go separate ways. They both want to do their own things to get the Titans to where they need to be. One being rebuilding and building up with young prospects, and another being get players now to win now. Because I mean, Vrabel's been to an AFC Championship game. He's been the number 1 seed in the AFC, and now he's won a total. That team has won a total of
like what
6 to 8 games the past 2 years. He came in 2018 and immediately made not immediately. He established the culture in 2018, and then by 2019 they were a playoff team.
Yeah,
like, he's a great coach. I think he's gonna. I mean, we were talking about before. He's probably gonna end up in New England if they move away from Bill Belichick.
it's the perfect spot for him.
It is.
Yeah. And you could tell by this Tennessee team, that like it's a bunch of players. It's like a slice down the middle. You got guys who are young and can develop now, but then you have guys who are like, all right, these are some guys you should grab. Like when your team is established, you need that veteran presence. I mean, or like more of like they're players that should be joining teams for a Super Bowl run, not a team that should be rebuilding. So I think the team is just in a little bit of limbo.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them shred off this roster completely.
I mean, they just signed Jeffrey Simmons, didn't they? They just re-signed him.
He's locked in there.
Yeah.
But everybody else, I mean, Treylon Burks, I could see going. Derrick Henry, I believe.
Derrick Henry's gone.
He's
Who
a
knows
free
if he's
agent.
coming back.
Yeah, he's played his last down as a tight end. And then what do you do at quarterback? I mean, you got Tannehill still. You got Levis.
I think he's got to ride with Levis.
Yeah, you got to see what he's got. I mean, he had a promising rookie season in the limited games that we saw him in. I think that was enough to earn him the starting job next year.
Yeah, I do think they need to let go of Tannehill and then bring in another veteran guy to help battle it out.
Sounds like it's got Case Keenum. I don't know why. It just got Case Keenum written all over it.
It does.
It does. Case Keenum. His tour stops in Tennessee. But yeah, Mike Vrabel fired. I don't even know who should be considered for that job. I mean, it's really a team.
It's a weird team to go to.
It's a weird team to go to. I mean, I think depending on what they do, what the GM does in this free agency period coming up in the draft. Well, I mean, they're gonna have a head coach by then, but like they establish what they're doing going forward. I think honestly, like a young head coach would suit best there.
The coach that gets that signs with this team will have to be it'll have to be committed to a multi-year rebuild.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to shred down the roster next year, trade away all of their assets that they don't want to keep, and then the ownership has to then let him see it through too. This team's gonna suck next year. We already know this. And then taking a look at the AFC South as a whole, got the Jaguars, which were a playoff team. I mean, they're right on the fringe playoff team. Obviously, they didn't make it this year, but last year they made it. They won a playoff game. Then you have the Texans that are way ahead of schedule in their rebuild. This division is going to be a powerhouse for years to come, I think. It's no longer the AFC South of old. The Titans are just going to have to stay committed to being the bottom of that division.
Yeah. Playoff picture finalized. We have all 7 teams for each conference.
We went into Week 18 with like 10 teams still alive.
Yeah, it was
insane.
It's crazy.
It was
It was good for the league though.
Oh, it's so good for the league. Good for the fans. It was awesome.
Yeah, and it's
The season's been so much fun to watch.
That's football for you. I mean, there's teams that come in and it looks like they're locks to being a playoff team, and then those last couple of weeks they fizzled out. AKA Jacksonville Jaguars,
9-3,
Cincinnati Bengals,
9-7, or 9-8,
Seattle Seahawks. You know what I mean? Like, these are teams that like should be making the playoffs. And even with Joe Burrow going down, I mean, Jake Browning I thought played well enough to get them to the playoffs. But it's just AFC is such a powerhouse.
Yeah,
everyone in the North finished with a winning record.
Yeah,
everyone in the North.
Everybody
AFC North.
in the North, and it's 3 AFC North playoff teams. It's just they're the new powerhouse division in the NFL, in my opinion. And so, real quick, we'll go over the finalized seeding and matchups. So, obviously, Baltimore and San Francisco both locked up their number 1 seeds. We knew that going into Week 18. But the Buffalo Bills are the new number 2 seeded AFC East champions. They will host the number 7 Pittsburgh Steelers, who snuck into the playoffs. We have number 3 Kansas City hosting number 6 Miami in a game that will be sub-zero temperatures. We'll talk about that and take it to the bank. And then we have number 4 Houston hosting number 5 Cleveland. Houston beating Indianapolis, knocking them out of the playoffs, and Jacksonville losing. So then NFC, we have the number 2 Dallas Cowboys hosting the number 7 Green Bay Packers. We have the number 3 Lions hosting the number 6 Rams, the return of Matthew Stafford, as everybody's dubbing it. And then we have the number 4 Tampa Bay Bucks hosting the number 5 Philadelphia Eagles. The Philadelphia Eagles went from a potential 1 seed to the 5th seed. They've had a crash and burn scenario so far. It's kind of like, both Super Bowl teams from this past year, Kansas City and Philadelphia, are heading into this postseason cold.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking December, January, winter weather. I'm talking they are sucking eggs. So that is the playoff picture right now. And let's talk about the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills got help from the Tennessee Titans. Just talking about them. They beat the Jacksonville Jaguars in a game for, it was for pride. And they wanted to go off strong. Vrabel got fired still. But, hey, helped out the Buffalo Bills. I think a bunch of Bills fans donated to Mike Vrabel's charity. That's what that's what we usually do. The Buffalo Bills defeating the Miami Dolphins 21-14. Let's talk about it. That game was
the entire epitome. It was the epitome of the entire Bills season. Just the whole Bills season, just crammed into one football game. Tale of 2 different halves. Me and Nico were talking about it before we went on air. They came out in the first half and a lot of turnovers. Josh threw 2 picks, and I believe it was the fumble in the first half as well.
Third quarter.
The third quarter. 2 very dumb ass interceptions that didn't need to happen. And in all honesty, after that second pick, I thought we were going to lose that game. I lost hope for a little bit. But then we came back, had that nice deflection off the head of Van Ginkel, and it just fell right into Trent Sherfield's arms in the back of the end zone. I think the view that they had of McDaniel's face after that was
funny.
Probably the best thing I've ever seen ever. He was just dumbfounded. And then you go into the punt return. I'm sorry, I keep drawing blanks on when things happened in the game. Was that the second half?
That was third. Yeah,
punt return was towards the end of the third quarter.
Okay, and then you have just an absolute lightning rod happen for this team with that punt return by Deontay Hardy. Every acquisition that all Bills fans put question marks next to in the offseason, Trent Sherfield, Deontay Hardy, Taylor Rapp, they're the reason that we won this football game.
Brandon Beane is celebrating so hard right now.
Dude, that was none of them have really produced at all this year at all, and they all showed up when it mattered the most, and that's really all you can ask.
And I want to talk about, a couple of guys came in, like Balin Spector, Ryan Van DeMark coming in.
He locked down that left tackle position when Deion got hurt.
Yeah, and it was and that's what this Buffalo Bills team, Dane Jackson came in for Rasul Douglas. Mm-hmm. It was just a bunch of guys, and this is what a championship caliber team is.
They played like a complete team.
Yeah,
in the second half. In the second half, they looked like a complete football team.
When one guy goes down, the next guy steps up. And if you're able to do that, and that next guy who steps up plays at the same caliber,
it's all you can ask for.
It's all you can ask for. Yeah, you're right.
A shitty poo-poo butt to bed.
Yeah, he made a big poo-poo on the field, man.
He did.
We're talking to Dame. I was talking, me and him, whenever the Bills and Dolphins face, we always chirp it up. And so I don't know. He's had a lot of confidence into Tua coming into this season, and Tua, had his healthy season. He had a good year, but it's just these big play moments, against the winning teams, the playoff caliber teams. You just can't get, you can't get it done. The Miami Dolphins as a whole just can't get it done. And we're gonna see that this week in Kansas City if they're legit or not. But this is actually his first career playoff start, and it's gonna be in a 0-degree temperature game in Kansas City against. I know it's against Patrick Mahomes, but Patrick Mahomes is not playing like how Patrick Mahomes.
Isaiah Pacheco's about to put shoulders on people. Isaiah Pacheco's gonna be running through people.
Gonna run dirt into the ground.
Chest, dude.
We're gonna talk about that and take it to the bank. But I'm so happy the Bills, pulled it off. I really wanted to see them as the number 2 seed. Them being like a 6 seed or 7 seed, and then having to go to either Kansas City or to have to go to Miami again. It's just, you know what I mean? They needed this. Sean McDermott needed this.
Just how we drew it up.
Listen,
just how
man,
we drew it up.
I always felt like they were going to make the playoffs, but for them to win the division,
to make the run that they did at the end of the season.
Yeah,
we needed help, but
a little help though. I mean, it wasn't anything crazy.
we needed the Dolphins to lose 2 out of the 5.
Yeah, but they lost games the only game that they shouldn't have lost was the Tennessee game. That one was like,
fucking Vrabel. Fucking Vrabel coming in clutch again.
Mike Vrabel's secretly a Bills fan.
Low key.
Convinced. Have him come on as our D coordinator.
Dude, that'd be something. Could you imagine?
Vrabel's moving laterally. He ain't going back down.
Yeah, I know. It's just one man can dream. Big win for the Bills. They grasped their 4th straight AFC East title. Miami, again, knocking down in the 6th seed. Houston Texans, we talked about the rebuild. The season that they've had, C.J. Stroud has just been excellent. Rookie of the Year candidate. With the win over Indianapolis, that was a pretty good game. Indianapolis put up a good fight, but in the end, it just wasn't in the cards. They had a good season though. Jacksonville choking against the Titans helped propel Houston to that AFC South championship. So it's getting a little crazy here. They hosted Cleveland Browns. Going from a team who was the worst or one of the worst teams in the NFL, and you're a division champion. In a year is excellent. Whatever Houston is doing down there, things were a little murky with the whole Deshaun Watson situation, but they quickly turned things around. They got a solid guy in C.J. Stroud who's going to be, franchise quarterback going forward.
Solid young coach,
DeMeco Ryans is also excellent.
I think he's my coach of the year. DeMeco Ryans is my coach of the year.
Yeah, I think I'd say DeMeco Ryans or
Stefanski.
Yeah, Stefanski's up there for me
I
too. If the Colts would have made the playoffs, I would have had Shane Steichen also up there. Given what he had, Gardner Minshew. I know people have their opinions on Gardner Minshew.
They got playmakers over in Indianapolis.
They got playmakers, but their defense, I don't think their secondary is abysmal.
Dog shit. Yeah.
They let go of Shaq Leonard. The linebackers.
He was poo-poo, but he was
poo-poo, anyways. But their linebackers are still, they're solid, but they could be better. The only thing about that defense that really stands out is the front line.
Yeah.
DeForest Buckner, Kwity Paye. That's just the headline.
Yeah.
But yeah, Houston winning the AFC South. The Green Bay Packers making the playoffs. Seattle eliminated. Seattle won their game. If Green Bay would have lost, then they would have been in. Maybe we would have seen Pete Carroll still be here as a head coach if that happened. But you can't really afford to be losing the playoffs after this fall from grace with the Russell Wilson situation and what they gave, what they've put into this team just for them to miss the playoffs. You're entrusting Geno Smith as your quarterback. It's just it's a sticky situation for Pete Carroll. Sam Laporta to possibly miss the playoffs. He suffered a knee injury in the Week 18 game.
That'd be a big loss.
That's a big loss for Detroit.
Lions,
He's been excellent this season. One of the best rookies out there on offense.
Led the tight ends. Led all of the tight ends in touchdowns.
10 touchdowns
as a rookie.
10 touchdowns. So yeah, he's reportedly looking to miss the playoffs. But I feel like reportedly. Lamar Jackson stays MVP frontrunner. Didn't play. Baltimore lost, but
didn't do anything to lose it.
Nobody else really had standout Josh, I think he had a couple of turnovers, man. I think that kind of.
Well, I'm not gonna lobby for Josh to be MVP. I'm I'm just trying to make it make sense to like, what? Why does tell me why Lamar deserves it? Both of you. Why would you think that Lamar deserves this MVP? Is it because he's been the most consistent quarterback?
I wouldn't call him the most consistent. He has been electric with the football in his hands, and the way that he is able to get guys open, and we're kind of seeing his evolution as a passer this year, where he is putting the ball in places that you would have never expected to see out of him. His passing yards are not top 3. I don't even think they might not be top 5 in like terms of yardage. But I mean, he has taken advantage of every single opportunity that his defense has given him. And this team would not be where it's at without him. Take a look. I mean, yes, there were a bunch of starters out for the Ravens against the Pittsburgh Steelers. But, I mean, they were playing vanilla concepts. They just looked like a shell of a team when you take away some of their most impact players, Lamar being one of them. I think the fact that, we saw it firsthand with Week 18, how important he is to his team, and why I think he deserves MVP.
I agree as well. I mean, for me, it's just with what he's been handed, with injuries, he's making Isaiah Likely look like a potential, top tight end going forward. I mean, he's even getting Odell Beckham the ball, and Odell, is having his best season in a couple of years. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it's guys like that, Zay Flowers. I mean, a lot of people had him as their top receiver. He was all over the board last year. But he turned him into, the top option on this team. Mark Andrews, went down again. That's big. They don't even have a consistent running attack, too. I mean, they didn't even bench Gus Edwards or Justice Hill. They played that Week 18 game. And so Gus Edwards, he is just a touchdown merchant. He reminds me a lot of Jamal Williams. Honestly, just as a player, he's a touchdown. He's a goal line merchant, whatever you want to call him. So he's just not. He doesn't stand out. Justin Hill is not consistent. Again, they've had a good defense. Their defense is one of the best in the NFL, if not the best. But with what he's been handed, he is dual threat. Not saying like Josh Allen or anybody else isn't, but he is propelled this Baltimore team to be the number 1 seed, the best team I think in football right now heading into the playoffs. So, again, you could say like San Francisco might be, but San Francisco, it's like the opposite situation. It's like Brock Purdy, isn't the centerpiece.
Imagine Lamar on the 49ers.
You put Lamar on the 49ers. I mean, it's just like they're not winning a game or not losing a game.
You could do the same thing with Josh Allen. You take Josh Allen. Me and Nico were talking about it beforehand. Other than the quarterback, there's a team that you can compare the Bills to. Like if you take both quarterbacks away, and you just compare them straight up, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, going down the line, these two teams are very similar, and they are in two completely different spectrums in the same division.
Yeah. I also think that they take record into consideration, too, when doing the MVP. It's like, they like having the quarterback or player with the better records. So, I mean, is that fair? Yes and no, but it's just I feel like that's how they work.
I feel like it should go to the player. It is dubbed the most valuable player award. Most valuable player. Mm-hmm. There is not a person in the NFL more valuable to their team than Josh Allen.
I think you can make the argument for Lamar Jackson in that case.
You can.
It comes down to Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson, in my opinion.
It does.
My personal vote is Lamar Jackson, just based off of what
I
he looked like this
in my
year,
head, I feel like it can go either way. You can give it to Lamar. I mean, I'm not gonna be mad if Lamar wins again. I'm not gonna be mad about it. I'm not gonna be pissed off about it. It's not gonna ruin my day. Oh, Josh Allen got snubbed. I wouldn't think it's a snub. It's just this MVP race is actually a lot closer than people think.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Record. Obviously the record takes into effect. That's probably why Lamar's going to win. Mm-hmm. But if you just compare them, just going down the line for just stat for stat, Josh is ahead of him in everything except for probably turnovers.
That's the thing too. I think if you take about 5, 6, 7 of Josh's turnovers away, they win another 1 or 2 games. Like that Denver Broncos loss doesn't happen. They don't lose to the New England Patriots. I mean, I think we'd.
And obviously, it's not fair to Josh Allen because he put his team in position to win to beat the Patriots when that happened.
Patriots.
Right.
And the Broncos.
But at the end of the day, like Mike said, the record for whether we as a collective like it or not still gets factored into this.
It does.
Yeah, that's why Jalen Hurts isn't considered, and that's a whole
He's
different.
He started.
He's
Yeah,
shitty doo-doo pants, man. He's garbage. Wait, can I speak on something real quick about that?
Yes.
So,
stand on business.
No, I'm not going to stand on business. It's just a statement. I mean, what the fuck were the Eagles doing, man? They went in and played these They went in to play this Giants team, a dog shit Giants team, and they they bent the Eagles over the table and fucked the shit out of them.
Oh my!
It was
oh my!
Graphic. 24-0. You were in the Super Bowl last year. You didn't lose anybody. You really didn't lose any of your key players. You are full of talent. You have a good head coach. What the hell is going on?
They're running a high school offense.
It's so
Sirianni's in over his head running a high school offense. That's what's
Nick
happening.
Nick Bosa did. I mean,
teams are figuring out the Philadelphia Eagles.
Nick Bosa pretty much told everybody in an interview how to beat the Eagles, and the Eagles have been dog shit since then.
That's true.
Yeah, they're just not once they got figured out, man.
They got fucked by the Giants. They got fucked. Just picked up and just fucking. It was gross. It was disgusting to watch, man.
Oh my!
It was disgusting.
So yeah, Lamar Jackson currently MVP frontrunner. We'll see how that plays out. Let's talk a little bit about the draft order. The first 10 picks have been locked in.
What's up? 18 picks.
First 18 picks. I had the first 10 right here. I'm just gonna rifle them off real quick. Number 1, Bears. Obviously, Bears have 1 and 10. I'm reading this right. I'm not reading this right.
I got it in front of me if you want me to.
Yeah,
Go for it.
This is
First overall, Chicago Bears. Number 2 is the Commanders. Number 3 is the Patriots. Number 4 is the Cardinals. Number 5 is the Chargers. Number 6 is the Giants. 7 is the Titans. 8 is the Falcons. Number 9 is the Bears again. Their first overall pick was from the Panthers. Number 10 is the Jets. Number 11 is the Vikings. Number 12 is the Broncos. 13 Raiders. 14 Saints. 15 Colts. 16 Seahawks. 17 Jags. And 18 Bengals.
I'm just praying that Marvin Harrison Jr. goes to somebody with a competent quarterback. I would love to see him on the Bears with Justin Fields. I would love to see that. If the Bears stick with Justin Fields,
could you see a potential trade down from the Bears to the Patriots from 1 to 3? Bears trade down, accumulate more picks to continue their rebuild. Grab Marvin Harrison at 3, while New England goes and grabs Caleb Williams. With potentially Mike Vrabel leading the charge. I mean, come on.
I don't like it.
I don't like it, but I don't like it
it
as a Bills fan, but I love it as an NFL fan.
I can see that happening.
I can see it happening as long as Bill Belichick's not the GM.
As long as Marvin Harrison goes somewhere competent with a competent quarterback, that's all I care about. I want to see that kid just flourish in the NFL.
Why do I have a feeling he's gonna somehow, some way end up on the Falcons?
Oh gosh.
Could you?
Could
you imagine?
Please no.
Could you imagine that?
Please no.
Like,
Marvin Harrison
I just
Jr.,
have this gut
Drake
feeling.
London, Bijan Robinson, Kyle Pitts, and the same offense.
Please no.
That would put me back there. I'll throw them motherfuckers the ball.
Throw some ducks.
Hey, they'll be towards them though. But dude, that would be
draft season's hyping me up already.
That would honestly be probably the most exciting on paper young offense ever.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think he's getting. I mean, realistically, I don't think he's getting past the Cardinals at 4.
Probably, most likely not.
They need a quarterback first, man.
It could. People slip all the time.
They need a quarterback first.
I Desmond Ritter's going to take him to the promised land.
Russell Wilson.
I can see if Bears don't want Justin Fields, I can see Justin Fields. That's like the main rumor.
I wouldn't mind
is him going to Atlanta.
if Justin Fields were to leave. I think Atlanta would be a perfect landing spot for him. 100%.
We'll see. I mean,
Off season's gonna be fun.
yeah, the Bears are primed to really take a jump. So we'll definitely see what happens. And where they go, I mean, the elephant in the room is Justin Fields being the quarterback or not. But yeah, if you have 1 and 9, I could see them trading down, even getting even more picks. But yeah, get like a good like a Joe Alt or good pass blocking tackle like at 9, and then if you trade down the 3, try to get Marvin Harrison. Him and DJ Moore would be nasty. So,
That'd be a crazy offense, dude.
Be crazy offense.
Crazy offense.
But yeah, Caleb Williams.
And Cole Kmet. Don't forget about Cole
Don't
Kmet.
forget about Cole Kmart.
Cole Kmart. He's still there.
Caleb
Cole's Kmart.
Cole's Kmart.
We're just really elaborating here.
Caleb Williams. It's gonna be a big read and a big. Where's he gonna go? We don't know yet. He got sniped out of the Heisman. He just kind of fell apart a little bit.
I wouldn't say he got sniped.
I wouldn't say he got
just
sniped. He took
kinda
himself
fell
out of that.
apart.
He
Yeah.
kind
He
of took
sniped
himself out of
he
that
sniped
running.
himself.
He shot himself.
He shot himself.
Not
in
even
the
in the
foot.
foot, in the kneecap. He
Kneecap.
kneecapped himself.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels ended up winning it. So we'll see where these quarterbacks go. We could be, NFL draft is always a interesting event, and we always get shocks and surprises.
Love it.
There's always
I
be some
love the
random
draft.
third rounder that gets picked in the first round.
Dare I say I enjoy watching the draft more than I enjoy watching the Super Bowl.
I don't know about
That's
that
my
one there,
take.
brother. I don't
That's
know
my
about that
take.
one, brother.
I do enjoy
The
me some
Super
draft.
Bowl as like a whole, it's more of an entertainment product. It's a product of like to appeal the massive audience of the Super Bowl. I'm taking the first round of the draft over the Super Bowl. Just saying.
I say they're both close, but
I gotta take the Super Bowl, man.
I love the draft. I don't know, man, that's tough. I do love the adrenaline.
It's closer when you start thinking about it. It's closer than you think.
I mean,
it
yeah,
is.
it's close,
is.
but the Super Bowl takes it, man.
I want to see the draft.
There's
live.
only been in my personal opinion, there's only been one stinker of a Super Bowl. And
What, Rams Patriots?
yeah, that dog fucking dumpster fire.
To me, I view the Super Bowl as like that's the ultimate game.
That
That's
is
the
the
icing
game.
on top. That I loved last year's Super Bowl.
Last year's Super Bowl was impeccable.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it a lot. It had all the elements of what a Super
The
Bowl.
Chiefs Bucks, that was amazing.
Chiefs Bucks.
Chiefs Bucks 2 years ago.
Oh, which
Tom-
one?
Tom
2020.
There's two.
Huh?
There's two, right?
There was
There's
one,
two.
brother. Tom Brady against Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, where they blew him out.
I wouldn't say they blew him out.
They blew the doors off.
Oh
him.
yeah,
blew the
okay,
doors
maybe they
off
did.
of
Maybe
it.
I just liked it because I was watching Pat Mahomes.
I mean, the
lose.
weekend was performing. I mean, that's
Yeah,
something that-
I'm surprised you don't remember it more. and then before Chiefs 49ers, that was a banger.
Yeah, I like that one.
Chiefs 49ers was a banger.
What about Bengals Rams?
Bengals Rams was good. I like Bengals Rams.
It was good. It wasn't like over the top.
I really like the ending with Aaron Donald getting the sack and pointing to his finger. That was pretty tough.
That was.
That was dope. The Cardinals and Steelers, banger.
Well, that was like
Banger.
12 years ago,
That's
but that was-
Super banger. Both Giants Patriots matchups, banger.
Yeah, I mean,
I can name some real shitty drafts.
2013. 2013. I'd even say like 2021. I think I don't think that draft was good at all.
Listen, I enjoy watching the draft.
Yeah, I enjoy watching it too. I don't know, like the Super Bowl to me, it's like that's like
Super Bowl is the peak.
the ultimate.
The
I don't know.
This will be a fun clip.
epitome.
This will be some fun discourse on our
Epitome.
for some content this week, I'm sure.
Michigan Wolverines win the national championship over the Washington Huskies. That was a it was a decent game. I wasn't really like wowed by it.
I would say that Michigan bullied Washington that entire game.
They played
Their offensive line
bully
completely
ball.
bullied them. They had like 350 total rushing yards at the end of the game. Two people going over 100 yards. Blake Corum's a dog. He's an absolute monster.
Where do you think Gigi McCarthy goes in the draft?
I know there's going to be some dumbass team that takes him in the fucking first round.
Number 30 overall,
Yeah.
something like that.
He's literally Jimmy Garoppolo. That's all he is. He's a game manager. He didn't win the national championship. Like, he should not be.
Threw like 10 passes.
He shouldn't even sniff the first round. Nowhere near the first round. Maybe late second.
Jim
maybe.
Harbaugh thinks he's the greatest college football quarterback ever.
Yeah, well, no.
No.
Jim Harbaugh's taking too many fucking hits behind the line as a quarterback.
Also,
What?
cheater.
NFL scout called J.J. McCarthy looks like a stretched out Bryce Young.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, he's literally Jimmy Garoppolo. That's all it is. Jimmy Garoppolo in his first 2 seasons with the 49ers.
I see him going. I see him being like a
Late second.
second, third.
No team should draft him in the first round.
I don't know. I think like
Steer clear.
Patriots.
Mel Kiper has him as a borderline first.
Who?
Mel Kiper?
He's
The
wrong.
Mel Kiper?
That man's wrong all the damn time.
He was right about Josh Allen.
Okay, he could be right. He could. Blind squirrel finds a nut once or twice in his life. No,
Where'd you pull that one from?
I don't know. Some old ass dude that I work with says it all the time.
That's
So,
a good. That's
yeah.
a good analogy.
But no, JJ McCarthy does not deserve. He didn't really look at his stats in college. There's nothing that just like
No.
wows you. You watch his tape. Nothing dazzles you. He's just a guy. He's a quarterback. He's just a normal quarterback. He's not doing anything different. He's not a franchise-changing guy. He's Jimmy Garoppolo.
I could see him going to. I don't know why. I see him going to the Rams, and I say that because Matt Stafford's. He's at the tail end of his.
Oh, you
his
forgetting about
career.
Stetson Bennett, man. He's still on that team.
He's also on that team, but
Stetson
I don't
Bennett
know
got
if
it.
Yeah, too bad he's already 33 years
Stetson
old.
Bennett's next up. Dude.
Stetson Bennett.
He's going to be retiring soon.
he's next up.
got to grab his
Stetson
successor.
Bennett next up.
Yeah, I don't know. I have a feeling Patriots or Rams. That's my prediction.
Let him go to the Patriots, dude.
I'd love that.
Fuck it.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Get
Well,
rid
I
of
mean-
Mac Jones for Mac Jones.
I will say, when was the last time we saw a Michigan quarterback go to the Patriots?
Okay, we're not doing this. We're
I'm
not
just
doing. We're
saying.
not doing that.
No.
We aren't doing that at all.
With the
Tom-
new
Tom
head
Brady's-
coach?
Tom Brady's
Oh, God.
once.
See?
Tom Brady's 101, dude.
Tom Brady reincarnation.
Fuck no.
Tom Brady did call him the greatest quarterback to come out of Michigan.
No, he said he's a
Or
great,
he agreed. He
said-
agreed with Jim Harbaugh.
He said he's the greatest quarterback to play at Michigan. Best Michigan quarterback.
I mean, to be fair, how many
with strictly college. That's what the Jim Harbaugh was saying.
how many great quarterbacks that came out of Michigan though, except Tom Brady.
Denard Robinson.
Denard Robinson. He didn't even become a quarterback yet. He was a running back.
Laces.
There's-
fucking
I-
running around with
I-
his
you know,
shoes
I-
untied,
I would
fucking
agree.
loser.
Tom Brady was nothing crazy at Michigan.
He really wasn't. Tom Brady was Tom Brady because of his work ethic and
Worth that.
Yep.
Drew Henson?
find it.
Talking about Drew Henson.
His determination is just his sheer will of wanting to be the best is the reason Tom Brady is who he is today. He's just an unbelievably hard worker.
A hot wife.
He has
Brian
a hot
Greasy.
wife. Who?
I
Just
know Brian
I like
Greasy.
this game. Keep naming off Michigan quarterbacks.
Brian
Chad Henne. Come on.
Good Lord. He had a crazy scramble against the Browns.
Todd Collins.
Who?
Bills quarterback Todd Collins.
Jim Harbaugh.
Jim Harbaugh was nothing
butt.
special, man.
Benny Friedman.
Who?
Oof.
Dennis Franklin.
Who?
Rick Leach.
Who?
It's getting
Elvis Gerback.
Elvis?
We're talking.
Are we in the 60s?
This was 1989 to 1992.
Oh, God.
Fucking boo, dude.
I think we should do a new game in the offseason of Michigan quarterback or fake name.
Why? What other names do you see? Just start naming them, dude. Who
I
cares?
got Chad Henne. If we didn't know who Chad Henne was, that'd be a hilarious one. Jake Rudock,
Not Jake Rudock.
Denard Robinson.
Goat.
NCAA covered.
Yes, sir. Can't wait for that game to come back.
It's not coming
That's
out.
all I got.
That was only a rumor. No, I don't know. They're supposed to have an announcement during the national championship game. and
Yeah, they
never
lied.
did.
They lied.
Somebody's
Capped.
lying somewhere.
Somebody capped.
Somebody's lying somewhere.
I'm just saying, when that game comes out, I'm taking Akron in the national championship.
Let's debate a little bit. Who's on upset watch for the playoffs? Who has
Cowboys.
the biggest percent, most likely to be on upset watch for the playoffs.
Well, most likely is going to be the Eagles.
I was to say that's the easy one.
The one I would love to see the most is the Cowboys. I mean, Jordan Love's playing great right now.
Yep.
Jordan Love's hot going into the playoffs. I mean, is it crazy to say that the Packers could beat the Cowboys? Is it crazy?
I don't think it's crazy.
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's too far fetched to think that the Cowboys could lose in the first round, like they always do. Again.
You guys know me. I've been riding high on the Cowboys this whole season, but I mean the facts are facts, and it seems like this roster, this team, they always tend to squander in the playoffs. There's a mental thing, like a mental aspect that goes into that.
It's mostly coaching.
Yeah,
Mike McCarthy's gonna fuck them.
It's the Mike McCarthy revenge game.
Forgot about that.
Yeah, he's gonna lose.
My upset pick, give me Kansas City Chiefs.
You think Miami's going to go into sub-zero temperatures and win that game?
So it sounds crazy.
It is crazy.
It sounds crazy, but I am not high on the Kansas City Chiefs at all. I know Patrick Mahomes is their quarterback. I know they're at home. I know there's sub-zero temperatures. But I mean, Miami's hopefully getting back Jalen Waddle and Raheem Mostert this week. If they could, they signed Bruce Irvin.
62-year-old Bruce Irvin.
62. I mean,
The corpse of Bruce.
Dude, what the...
Okay, I know it's not a valid point to bring into this, but I mean, listen, Kansas City. This is the first time as a Bills fan that I am not scared of Kansas City.
I mean, I'm not scared of them either, but I would rather. But they're gonna. There's no. Someone get Dr. Strange. If I have him run a bunch, have him use that time stone to go look at everything. There's not a single area, not a single realm where this Dolphins team goes into sub-zero temps against Kansas City in the playoffs and win.
I beg to differ.
They're gonna lose, brother.
I think.
I'm gonna dance on their graves.
I think right now, listen, if this game was like 30 degrees, I'm taking Miami all day. I think that when healthy, I think Miami is a better team than Kansas City this season. The only thing that would drive me to pick Kansas City is the cold. That's really it. But if Miami can make it work in the cold, they're gonna win this game.
They can't.
That's why I think.
And they will not.
I don't like Kansas City, man. They're just nothing about them. The only thing about them is
This is the first time in the Patrick Mahomes era that I've seen them as a boring team to watch.
they are boring.
There's nothing fun anymore.
They're underwhelming.
There's some funny stuff like Isaiah Pacheco running around. That's always funny.
Kadarius Toney memes are funny.
Isaiah Pacheco runs like he's underwater.
Dude, he runs like he's stomping the earth
Got lead
in.
his
Dude.
shoes.
He man runs angry. He's gonna probably retire in like 4 years because of his knees, but it's pretty funny to watch now. He's got to fix that running style, man. He's gonna.
It's like the
shorten his
most
career.
cartoon run I've ever seen. Like
There's
like when
videos
you think of like a football player going like.
There's videos on Twitter of him like breaking off long runs with like cartoon sound effects behind it, and it's probably the funniest shit ever.
It's a good watch.
I love it.
But yeah, the Chiefs are gonna have to channel. They're gonna have to hope. Miami can't get anything going with the sub-zero temperatures, and they need Isaiah Pacheco to have. And I feel like that's the story of this playoffs is they're gonna have to ride on the coattails of Isaiah Pacheco for them to generate anything on offense. Travis Kelce's to me has been underwhelming. There's nothing about this Kansas City team that really. Their defense has played good, but I think in the second half of the season they've definitely taken a hit.
I just can't see it happening. Kansas City's already beat them once. They'll beat them again.
My surprise. Give me the Lions.
Think the Lions are going to go down?
I think the Lions are going down in the Matt Stafford revenge
I
game.
can see it. I think Matt Stafford's about to torch them.
I think this team, specifically the Rams, have gone from a team amidst a rebuild. I mean, let's compare them to the Texans in the fact of where they are from player personnel in their rebuild. I mean, this was a team full of young guys. Matt Stafford didn't even know half their names or how to connect to them. Remember that from the offseason? You take a look, and now that these young players have had more time accrued, more reps in, they're starting to click and move forward.
Matt Stafford finished the season on
bingo.
fire.
I mean, Puka Nacua has broken records as a rookie. He has just under 1,500 yards receiving. Him and, okay, let's not forget about Cooper Kupp. When push comes to shove in January, Cooper Kupp is still there.
Yeah.
Matt Stafford is there, and he's healthy. So Kyron Williams has been one of the best surprises this year, and he's been on fire. And he's healthy. They're getting everyone back, and they're finding their stride at the right time. There's no reason why the Rams can't go in here and kick the teeth in on the Lions. Remember, I've had a sour taste in my mouth of the Lions ever since that Thanksgiving game against the Bears, where they are beatable. They're a fantastic story, and they're a really great team. But I think they put enough on tape to have a blueprint for them to lose in the playoffs. So if these guys, I mean, if the Rams keep playing the way they have in the second half of the season, there is no reason for them to go in and beat the Lions in Detroit and take away a potential franchise-altering moment for Detroit. I mean, they're the only team in the last however many weeks that went toe-to-toe with the Ravens. They're the only team to take the Ravens in the overtime. So, I don't know. That's my 2 cents. Give me Rams. We'll talk about it more on Take It to the Bank.
That's gonna be probably. I think that's gonna be the best game of Wild Card Weekend. Jared Goff's been playing with a chip on his shoulder. He's gonna come out. I don't think this is gonna be a game where Jared Goff doesn't make many mistakes, and he's gonna have a great game. Who wins? I probably think the Rams are gonna win, but this game is gonna be very exciting to watch, and I won't be mad if either team winning wouldn't piss me off at all.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of that, why don't we get into the nitty gritty and talk about some Take It to the Bank? Do we have any parlays?
I do. Obviously, we don't have Thursday Night Football. That has come to a close.
I have retired from sports betting
for the week.
No, for a while.
Did you call the helpline?
No, actually, I looked at my my FanDuel. I'm actually in the positive, so I'm going to keep it that way for a little while. I'm a couple $100 over the line, so we're going to keep it that way for a little bit.
All right. So, what's stopping you from going a little bit more positive with this bet that I'm about to give you?
I'm not. Nope. Nope. I'll bet when I feel good and ready.
All right. Well, we'll see. I'll ask you again after this parlay. I got a 4-legger all for Saturday because there is no Thursday Night Football. What's the next closest day of the week? Give me Saturday. So I took 2 props from the Browns and Texans game and 2 props from the Dolphins-Chiefs game to give us our classic 4-leg parlay for this week. So starting with the game Saturday at 4:30, the Browns at Texans. Give me Amari Cooper over 60 yards receiving. He has hit that line in 4 of the last 5 games that he's played.
And Papa Joe's going to be spinning that thing.
That's exactly it. This Houston Texans defense is surprisingly good, but they do have a weak spot in their secondary. So I don't want to go too crazy and take the over on receiving. I like it where it's sitting at 60-plus yards. On the flip side, Nico Collins, give me over 5.5 total receptions. He has been targeted like no tomorrow since Tank Dell's been out.
He is a dog. Dude, he has stepped up immensely for this team since Tank Dell has gone down.
Bingo.
He's been amazing.
And C.J. Stroud feeds him the ball. So,
well, he's proven to CJ that he can go out there and be that playmaker he needs that he had with Tank Dell. Tank Dell goes down.
He's averaging somewhat I think it's like 10 targets a game.
Dude, he played a perfect game last week. 9 for 9, 195 yards and a touchdown. First play of the game, 75-yard bomb.
So, yeah, I think 5.5 total receptions. That's what his current line is sitting at. I'm slamming that over right then and there.
Yeah, take that.
So, going on to the Dolphins and Chiefs game. This game is going to be cold. It's going to be
unders on
the ground. I have Isaiah Pacheco over his line at 64.5 rushing yards. He's hit that in the last 3 or 5 games.
Dude, honestly,
that's a no-brainer in
sub-zero. You could probably
Sub-Zero.
change that to the alternate.
Could probably
alternate
go
rushing
to 80.
yards. Yeah,
I would
go
feel
80.
comfortable going up to 80.
Yeah.
And then Tyreek Hill, I have under 86.5 receiving yards. I think the game plan is going to be ride the coattails of Raheem Mostert and Devon Achane.
Does Tyreek Hill have alternate rushing yards?
That's a good question.
I don't think he does.
Him or Jalen Waddle? I mean, because you're not going to be able to if it's
No.
blizzard conditions and
He doesn't.
in
not
freezing
not
cold
in FanDuel
temps.
at least.
You're not going to be able to throw those deep bombs to him like you're used to.
Actually, the props haven't come out yet for Mostert and Achane rushing. That's because
They're on the-
Mostert isn't fully confirmed to play, so they haven't been able to set a line for that. But that being said, I'll take what FanDuel's giving me. So yeah, Isaiah Pacheco over 64.5, under 86.5 receiving yards for Tyreek Hill. That four-legger comes out to plus 697. $10 turns into $70 just like that.
All right. Let's get into the nitty gritty.
Take it to the bank, brother.
Cleveland at Houston. We're in the playoffs now.
Super wild card
Super
weekend.
wild card weekend.
Here we are.
Cleveland Browns at the Houston Texans. Cleveland is 2.5 point favorites
On the road.
on the road. Over under is set at 44.5. What do you guys think?
It's tough. This game could truly go either way.
I don't know, just
I love the Texans. That Browns defense is scary, though, and the Browns whooped them the last time they faced, albeit there was no C.J. Stroud in that game. Was he that much of a difference? Would he have been that much of a difference maker? I don't know. The Browns defense is scary, but I don't know. Whenever I come to a pick'em type game, I always lean towards the home underdog. And the home underdog in this fact is the Texans.
Energy
Let's ride with
Stadium's
the
gonna be-
Texans.
Energy Stadium's gonna be rocking.
I'm
No,
saying.
even the fan base wasn't expecting them to have the season they're having now. That stadium is going to be electric.
Sorry, fans of Joe Flacco, but there is going to be no revenge game because the Texans are going to take this over.
They're going to be dueling, but it's a hard game.
Got to pick one.
It's a hard game to pick, man.
There can only be one winner here.
Fuck.
What a way to kick off Wild Card Weekend too.
Yeah.
I'll go Houston. I'm gonna go Houston. I'll go with youth.
Give me the Browns.
That's
Give me
fair.
The Browns.
Both teams I could see.
That Cleveland defense is scary. Joe Flacco replicates what he did prior to Week 18. He didn't play that week. It's gonna be a shootout.
They're gonna need a big game from Amari Cooper.
I'm taking the over here as well. It's at 44.5. I think both teams are gonna duel. Cleveland's also getting Grant Delpit back to help out their defense. Houston, they need a little bit more to get a little bit more healthier on offense. Outside of Nico Collins, it's just a lot of injuries. So if they can run the ball at all against this Cleveland defense, it'll make a big difference for them. But just I'm gonna rock with the Cleveland Browns. That's just how I feel. Miami at Kansas City. Kansas City is 4-point favorites at home. Over under is also set at 44.5.
We already know your pick.
We already know my pick. So what do you guys think?
Kansas.
This is tough.
Kansas
I
City.
think that Kansas City is a little bit more built for this kind of weather. Miami is a little bit more finesse and a little bit of razzle dazzle. But when push comes to shove in January, it's sub-zero, negative wind chill. You have a man named Isaiah Pacheco. I'm taking the team that has Isaiah Pacheco.
All right. I'm going Miami. I mean, I already displayed my case for you guys. Again, I just think they're the better team
What's the
right
over-under?
now. Over under is also 44.5. I'm slamming the under.
Under.
Slamming the
Miami
under.
Under.
Give me Miami. Wow, I'm going against you guys right now.
I think we can all agree on the next one.
Steelers. No. Pittsburgh at Buffalo. Bills are 10-point favorites at home.
Hey, Dad. Don't bet.
Weather's
the
gonna
spread for the
be
Bills.
Over under is 36.
weather's gonna be pretty crappy too.
The Steelers are going to cover in this game. They're not going to win, but they're
I'm
gonna cover.
definitely taking Steelers plus 10.
Yeah. But
Buffalo pulls this one out.
yeah,
They
the
need this.
Bills are gonna win.
The Bills are just simply the better team.
Steelers don't have T.J. Watt. That's their game wrecker.
We've seen the evolution of the Bills, where instead of being solely reliant on Josh Allen, them as a team, they can win in despite of Josh Allen.
They
odd
can
as
win
that
just with
sounds.
Josh doing just enough.
Right.
Just completing long.
He doesn't even
just
need to do
complete-
anything, to be
completing a
honest. I
couple
mean,
first downs.
take a look at the Cowboys game.
James Cook ran wild against a much better defense. Yeah, I'm taking the Bills. Take James Cook's overs in rushing yards.
I'm also going Bills.
Playoff Lenny's gonna come out this week too, man. I'm so excited. He's gonna get in the end zone.
Playoff.
That's actually a pretty good. That's a
Lenny,
solid prop.
playoff Lenny anytime touchdown score.
Let's see where the odds.
That's probably
are
like what
for it.
plus 400, plus
Plus
5.
500.
I might be betting this weekend, baby.
See, just like that.
I might be betting this weekend.
You gotta rub his leg a little bit.
Calm me down.
Calm you down. So yeah, I'm going Bills.
Buffalo defense has higher odds. Plus 420.
I'm scoring a touchdown.
Yeah.
For me, it depends on who is playing as well.
I mean, the Bills are going to have some people out.
Yeah, I hope if Rasul Douglas, that's the big one.
Yeah.
If Rasul Douglas plays, he didn't practice today, but hopefully he's out there. We need him on George Pickens because him and Rudolph have a little connect. They have some chemistry.
They do.
We saw that in the second half of the season. So, if it's not snowing, if it's clear weather, Mason Rudolph is going to be throwing that football.
Tyler Dodson is trending towards not playing. I mean, it sucks, but
He didn't return.
Balin Spector came in and
Took care of business. Although I do have to give props to Tyrell Dodson because he has played really well this season. He's PFF's number 4 or number 5 ranked linebacker, which is unreal.
I thought he's number 1.
Is he number 1 right now?
No,
He was number 1 for a couple weeks.
he's top 5, I think.
If he's not number 1 right now, he was number 1 for like 3 weeks straight.
He's the second highest rated Bills player this season.
Unreal.
Josh is rated as number 1.
Mhm.
Number 1 quarterback.
So yeah, Rasul Douglas, we really need him this week. Gabe Davis is also not expected to play. I mean, he is, but I don't know. We don't know yet. He has a PCL sprain. We need him for the run game
this week.
We need him for the run game.
He is very.
He is good. He is a very good blocker.
Incremental. What's the word I'm thinking of? Incremental? No, I don't know.
Crucial?
Crucial?
Not crucial. Whatever. He's important to the. He's
Invigorating.
He's very important to the.
Idiotic. I'm just kidding. I love Gabe. I like Gabe.
He's important to the run game.
Yes.
He's a fantastic. I think he's probably the best run blocking wide receiver on
Sean
the team.
McDermott tells us all the time, hey, he didn't get any targets. You see the way he's blocking out there?
Exactly.
And he's on the sideline like this.
It's all about the stats sometimes. It's all it's if he has a good block, hey man. But pass catching wise, we can go without him. Yeah. In my opinion.
Oh, alligator hands.
Alligator hands. Wow. The play he got hurt on though, that was kind of.
That was in the end zone, right, on that pick?
I'm pretty sure that's where it started.
Yeah,
and then
he tripped.
he did another. He came back in the next drive, tried to plant his foot to do I think an out route, and he was just like, nope. He took himself out of the play.
Taylor Rapp is also trending towards being out.
I would like him to play, but
He was phenomenal against the Dolphins.
No Taylor Rapp means DeMar Hamlin time, baby.
Fuck. Shit.
goddamn.
Dude, I saw. So speaking of DeMar Hamlin, I saw this video on Twitter, and it was like there's a podcast. They were debating on whether Joe Flacco
Oh, I saw this.
or DeMar Hamlin should be the comeback player of the year. And then this dude from the corner of the room, he's like, the way you got to think about it is, how about we just like reverse the roles and see who does better? Like, could Joe Flacco come back from being dead? Or could DeMar Hamlin lead the Browns to a playoff berth as their quarterback?
I'll go Joe Flacco.
Dude.
Oh, brother.
I love the story of DeMar Hamlin, him coming back, him being able to play football again is an absolute blessing. But
Give it to Flacco.
give it to Flacco, man.
Especially if he
Papa
wins a
Joe's
playoff
out there
game.
slinging hot fucking potatoes to everybody, and he's looking great. He's just living and dying by his gunslinger mentality. and I
Flipping
love
pigs,
it. He
smoking
doesn't give a
cigs.
shit. He doesn't give a shit, dude. He just throws. He's just hucking that ball around, man. Joe Flacco deserves it. Sorry, DeMar Hamlin, you deserved it just for surviving. But who knew Joe Flacco was gonna come back, right?
Off the couch.
Off the couch and just start
Balling.
tossing it around.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. In my opinion, it should go to Joe Flacco.
Mhm.
They should just name the award after DeMar Hamlin. If you were to do anything,
The
name
DeMar Hamlin Comeback Player of the Year.
Yeah, even
Like
though
the
he
Walter Payton,
even though-
Payton Man of the Year.
even though he never won it. But like, it's such like just that story is just so insane.
Yeah.
We all watched a man like
Die.
like he was dead, like on the ground on the field in Cincinnati, dead, and he was able to come back from that and play the next season.
That's insane.
Like less than a year from when he passed away. There's obviously like there needs to be something for that. There needs to be something honored to him for that, and for that I think like don't award him the award. Maybe down the road change the name, because that is the epitome of a comeback.
Yeah.
In my head, like that is the embodiment of a comeback.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Joe Flacco come back from the dead. Going back to what I said. Joe Flacco come
I
back.
just want to say this has nothing to do with any of this,
Uh-huh.
but what just popped up, FanDuel is running field goal specials this weekend.
Word? Don't tell me that. What's the over under for field goals in the Bills Steelers game?
It doesn't. They're specials, so they're the odds. So
Oh,
let me read them off.
oh, the game specials that are
there
rigged.
to be a walk-off winning field goal scored in the playoffs.
What's that? Plus what?
Minus 260.
Oh, I mean that's kind of a.
A plus 55-yard field goal to be scored in the wild card round. Minus 170. There to be a walk-off winning field goal scored in multiple wild card games. Plus 105.
These
Dude,
odds,
that's plus 105. That should be higher, brother.
these odds are.
With some of the, I think
These
it's-
odds are kind of shit.
Yeah, those game specials are.
I'm
are
all right.
fucking
I'm all
sham,
right.
dude.
Each team to score one field goal in the playoffs is sitting at plus 260.
Each team to score a field goal. I might take that.
It's not bad.
60-plus yarder,
No.
300.
No.
Any team to score 5 field goals in the wild card
60
round.
plus yards.
I'm looking at you, Pittsburgh.
Wait, 60 plus field goals. 60 plus field goal. Just throughout the entire playoffs, or in the
playoffs.
in the
It
playoffs
just
as a
says
whole.
in the playoffs.
You gotta think,
I'm
you gotta
saying
think
no.
about some of the kickers we got in the playoffs. We got
We got Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker, Brandon Aubrey.
Greg DeLeg. Is he on the Cowboys still? No, Brandon Aubrey.
And
Brandon Aubrey.
He is automatic.
No, he's back
Greg
on the
DeLay.
Rams.
Is he?
I think he got signed back to the Rams.
Zerliner is
cut
back
their-
on the Rams.
Yeah, they cut the Lucas Haravis.
Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott hit a 63-yarder against Buffalo in the rain to send the game to overtime. That's the epitome of clutch.
You guys want to see
I'd
the
take that.
longest odds?
Yeah, what,
Plus 20,000.
what is it? For the
Each
Dolphins for the Super
team
Bowl?
to score
Oh.
2+ field goals in the wild card round.
Bills are definitely hitting that. Even if it was a clear skies game, the Bills would hit that.
Each team to have at least 2 field goals.
Each team has to
all
score at
14
least 6
teams.
points.
All
field
14 teams have to have 2 field goals in the wild.
I
I
don't
might
like-
throw like
I don't
a,
like it. I don't like that.
a
What is
max
it plus?
$10.
What is it plus what?
20,000.
So a bet of $5 gets you a lot of money.
If you bet
$10 is two
2,000?
2,000.
let me
$10 should be $2,000.
Yeah.
throw it in there real quick. $10 gets you
$2,000.
$2,000.
Quick math.
I
Five, Mike. Good job.
Yay! I would take that honestly. I mean the
Honestly,
odds.
That doesn't sound too bad. Like I'll throw like $1 on. How much you pay out for $1?
$1 would give you $200.
Yeah, you know we got dollars.
I might.
$5 is $1,000. Just saying.
Hey, man.
Although there is one that's half the odds, and it's each team to score 2 field goals in the playoffs as a whole.
Well, I mean,
How much is that?
Plus 10,000.
Oh, I'm taking that.
$10 to $1,000, just like that.
I'm taking that. Let's do Green Bay at Dallas. Dallas is 7.5 point favorites at home. Over under is set at 50.5.
This one's for Allen. Go Pack, go! I think they're gonna knock off the Cowboys.
Can't do it.
Do it,
No, give me the Cowboys.
pussy.
I'm going Cowboys as well.
At
Coward.
home? Are you kidding me?
Cowards.
Cowboys at home.
Cowards.
Cowboys
Both
at
of
home.
you, cowards.
I like the Packers story, but I just don't know.
Both
if
of
there's
you.
enough.
Both of you are cowards.
Cowboys at home.
Joey.
Wow.
Cowards. Bunch of cowards here.
I'm a Texas fan.
Likes Texas.
What?
The state of
The
Texas.
hell?
Teams. Yeah.
He's
Just
a
as
Spurs
a
fan.
as a whole. I mean, yeah, I know he's a Spurs fan, but like as a whole,
Yeah, Joey's got Houston.
you like the Cowboys?
No, but
All right, all right. Just
Like the
checking.
Texans?
I don't know anything about them.
Oh.
I thought you like. I thought you
He's
like
a Texas
I
fan.
thought you like Texas teams.
He likes the Longhorns.
By association.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em horns.
Horns,
Oh.
horns down, bro.
Horns down.
Horns fucking down, dude.
I am going Dallas. Rams at Lions, the Matt Stafford revenge game.
Guys already know my pick. Give me the Rams.
It's another hard game to pick. I like. My brain wants me to pick the Rams, but my brain also wants me to pick the Lions. But
No Sam
my
Laporta.
gut wants me to pick the Lions, but it also wants me to do. I'm like drawn down the middle with this right now. Detroit's gonna be out of their fucking minds during this game. You gotta take the home crowd into. I like the Lions at home.
I'm running the Rams as well.
Hey!
I'm running the Rams because I think a healthy Rams team is a very scary contender, and I think they can make a run in this playoffs.
Lions win, will bite your kneecap.
Please
Bite his kneecap.
Dan Campbell, man.
take a chunk out of it.
You remember that from his hiring speech? He's like, teams are gonna come in, they're gonna knock us down, and we're gonna get up. But on the way up, we're gonna bite them in the kneecap. Then they're gonna knock us down again. Then on the way up, we're gonna bite the other kneecap. They're gonna knock us down again. Then we just keep getting up and taking chunks out of you until we're the last one standing. That is
He is
Quote
insane.
that.
wild.
Big brass balls.
We gotta clip that.
I love him, dude. I love him. Dan Campbell's the shit.
Last game of the wild card round.
Wild card
Wild card round. Philly at Tampa Bay. Philly
Whittly.
is 3-point favorites. Over under is set at 43.5.
This is another good game.
Bucks, dude. I saw a picture of Baker Mayfield practicing. He had a fat old tin of dip in his front pocket.
he's got the Zin in his pocket.
No, that was long cut. That's a long cut can, brother. Those edges, those were too sharp for it to be a Zin pouch container. I know. That was some Copenhagen long cut in his pocket. He is going to go in and beat the Eagles. The Eagles are going home in the first round. See ya. Pack them up. They're done.
My heart says the Bucks, but my mind says the Eagles. It's like I just can't it's like that you don't want to give them up, but
No, I gave up a while ago, dude. They're done. They're done, son.
I'm gonna take the Eagles. I
Especially
think
after that showing against the Giants.
they have more playoff experience than the players in the Bucks do. We're pretty far removed from the Tom Brady team that it once was.
I mean, most of that offense is still together from that.
Yeah, but they're
from
old.
that Super Bowl team.
They're old.
Got the
Amazing.
experience.
Still taking the Eagles.
They'll sell.
I'm very torn in this game, honestly.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Don't be a
Do
coward.
it.
Don't be a pussy. Don't be a pussy.
I'm conflicted.
Stand up business, Mike.
Stand on business.
Stand up business.
I don't know.
Stand up business.
Jesus, man.
Do it. You know you want to. Just do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm going to go.
I'll punch you.
Butt punch.
I'm gonna punch him.
Let's go Tampa. I like Tampa just because of Eagles. I think their locker room's torn. Honestly, I think that AJ Brown. And they said AJ Brown is a good source of it being torn, and he's being a little diva. I don't know if that's true or not. Honestly, I mean Jalen Hurts has been battling some injuries throughout this season, and he shattered his dislocated his middle finger.
Looked disgusting.
Is that his throwing hand or
Yeah,
is that?
it was on his throwing hand.
Yeah.
He was like just on the sideline, just holding his hand up, and like his finger was in it's just a V. It was just like, it's like like my fingers feel weird like just thinking about it right now.
So yeah, I mean Tampa Bay has the talent. They're a little weird team to me. You know, they won 9-0 to Carolina last week, the worst team in football. Only able to put 9 points. That's a little scary. But Tampa's at home. Give me the Bucks. I do want to pick the Eagles, but the Eagles have just fell from the top.
Yeah.
Long way down.
Before we move on, I wanted to give off the final numbers for our pick'ems. We started around week 7 or week 8, and then Jackson came a few games after that. So I had to break it down by percentage points to get a better idea of where everyone was shooting at. So in third place, drumroll please, Mr. Mike, 103 and 70, shooting at 59.5%.
Shitty boo boo butt.
Hey man, I took a lot of risks. There's a couple weeks where I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. Hail Mary.
Number 2, give me drum roll. Jackson Krebs,
Woo!
72 and 44, shooting at 62.1%.
I put
All NBA stats right there, brother.
I spiked your drink, by the way.
My squirt?
Yep.
With what?
You'll find out.
Squirt.
You're nasty.
In first place, let's go with a record of a 111 and 62, 64.1 shooting percentage. Your boy, it is I came in first place. There's nothing that
Joey went
I
undefeated.
got nothing.
Joey-
That's
Joey-
true.
Joey went undefeated.
Joey has a 100% record.
Yeah, Joey's the
Joey-
best of all of us.
Joey put the whole house on the Bills over the weekend and won. Joey, how much did you win? Hey!
That's something, man.
Let's go.
Money's money, man. Money's money.
So, yeah, that was the end of our pick'ems. We'll still continue to track going into the off season, but with this season coming to an end, it's fun to look back and see how well we did. All that being said, everyone was shooting over 500. Everyone knows ball. What can we say?
This guy knows ball.
If you were to place
Balls.
$10 on every single game, every single week, and just listen to us blindly, you would have made some money.
Well,
we actually would have made decent money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, because there was a couple weeks where I picked some. I picked some.
You picked some bangers.
I picked some dogs. I picked the Titans to beat the fucking Dolphins.
I had a good start, and then it just kind of.
I'll have to go in and see
The Titans were-
all of our guests and then compile them and see how the guest record was, just to throw it in there. But
Yeah, I think my best pick was the Titans beating the Dolphins. The Titans were like plus 700
yeah,
against the Dolphins.
wish you put money on that.
I probably would. I wish I did. I never bet money line ever. I hate betting money lines.
I like doing money lines like for the playoff games. I might do a money line of all the playoff games. I've done it before and I came close. Like I was off by 1 and almost had $500.
I used to be
So
real.
you got to do them as separate props.
I used to be real good at over-unders. Like, I used to do over-under parlays, and I used to hit. all
I'm
the
never
time.
good at over.
But I don't know what happened, but somewhere down the line, I lost my touch. I lost my touch. I don't know what the hell's going on anymore
touch.
with points. But
It's tricky.
anytime touchdowns are usually my best bet.
That's what I've been rocking with this season.
Yeah.
It's the easiest. It's the fastest way. Like, it's the easiest way to
It's a
make money.
get rich quick scheme.
Yeah, because I mean, unless you're Christian McCaffrey or Josh Allen, I mean, Josh Allen just started getting into the favorites for anytime touchdown scores. You're guaranteed to make, if you put 3 of them together, put 3 plus 100s together in 3 different games. It's like you're sitting at like plus 700 odds.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a payday
Quick-
parlay coming out this weekend
quick
for
$70
for each of the games, or split Saturday Sunday. Sorry,
Maybe.
Monday.
Yeah, there is a Monday game. I think. Is this the first year they're doing Monday Night Football?
No.
Wild
So
Card?
you're
No?
so you're telling me that I can hear Chris Stapleton sing the intro to Monday Night Football for the playoffs?
Waiting all day for
No,
Monday
no,
night.
dude. He sings
Phil
Phil
Collins,
Collins,
yeah.
dude, and it is amazing. It's electric.
okay.
It is electric.
It's okay.
I love Chris Stapleton, and I love that song.
I don't even know who that is.
Chris
You don't know
Stapleton.
who Chris Stapleton
He's
is?
a
never
country
heard of
singer.
I don't
You
listen-
know, you
I don't
don't
listen
dabble in
to
the country
country.
music, brother.
I don't
I
doubt.
don't
But-
listen to country music really, and I like Chris Stapleton.
Dude,
It's
I actually
boycott.
in my head that's the best primetime intro for football right now. I think it's better than
You don't like Thursday Night Football?
damn fucking bullshit out of here, dude. Thursday Night Football as a whole
Kidding.
sucks. That shit is so ass. This year was probably the worst like span of Thursday night games.
I'd say last year.
Brother,
Last year.
we had the Bears playing the Panthers on a Thursday night game.
Yeah. That was. I mean, that game really wasn't that bad. It looked bad on paper, but it really wasn't that bad in retrospect. But
Garbage. They shouldn't be out there.
Thursday night football is. I will agree.
What were they doing out there? They don't deserve to be out there, man. They're not drawing in viewers.
Well, that's all we have for episode 77 of the Big. I don't know why this is over here. Of the Big YAC podcast. Thank you, Maranto and Emerge. Thank you, Matt Johnson and BICBP Radio Network. Thank you, Joey. We will see you guys next week for episode 78. Deep into the playoffs. See you guys later. Stay safe. It's windy out there.